Welcome back, everybody. So, an interesting article detailing the uptick in the Korean arms industry. The uptick is quite extreme, an eye-watering 117% increase, and mostly bolstered by a huge deal that was signed between Korea and Poland. So basically, Korea is now selling a lot of weapons and I think, was it airplanes?
Yep.
Fighter jets to Poland.
Howitzers, one of my favorite words of wartime.
It's a nice name for a huge weapon.
Yeah.
Obviously this it's a great trade deal. This is going to be financially beneficial for Korea, but could potentially be seen as controversial, mainly because Poland is so close to Ukraine, who are now at war with Russia. Also, Poland is a member of NATO. And Russia particularly are famously anti-NATO. And perhaps one of the reasons this whole war started was because Ukraine wanted to join NATO. So there's that angle. Germany, they had previously refused to sell arms to Poland for exactly this reason. They didn't want to be seen as biasing themselves towards the NATO side as opposed to the Russian side. I think some people might call this controversial as a deal. Also, historically, some other arms deals that Korea has made have been potentially controversial. Some countries refused to trade arms with Turkey, but then Korea did agree to make that deal. So again, some would be calling it unethical because they used those weapons to then persecute the Kurdish in their own nation. So, but I guess this is perhaps an inherent part of any arms trading, that you're selling them things that are used to kill other people. Yep. So if they then use those things for their intended purpose, you are part and parcel of this intended violent purpose.
Yeah.
So yes, that's in a nutshell is why people are talking about it, why it could be seen as controversial.
Korea has been finding out how to walk that tightrope between, able to make money from these deals and able to, be a little bit more liked diplomatically on many different sides. And that's because they do have to think about Russia's feelings and China's.
Yes. And, if you look at the world's biggest arms traders are Britain and America. We make a huge amount of money off international arms trade, and it does massively damage our reputation. Yeah, I think people know that we are funding and supplying wars all over the world. And people don't like that.
And yet we're still at the top of diplomatic relationships around the world.
And we're still doing it.
And we're still doing it, yeah. For better or for worse, although maybe typically the latter.
Yeah, it's mostly for worse.
Yeah.
But I think, that's the sticking point. It's such a lucrative trade. Most countries, if they want to make a lot of money, they want to get in on it. And South Korea too, as now you're sort of rising up the ranks as a world economy, a global power. Yeah. It's too attractive to say no.
Do you think it is really necessary for South Korea to continue producing heavy weapons for defense?
For defense purposes, for South Korean defense purposes, yes, I absolutely do think it's necessary.
Yeah.
Whether we like it or not, the war with North Korea has not ended. I think it would be unwise to disarm at this point. I know it's not nice to have to defend yourself with huge weaponry, but you never know.
Yeah.
You never know. And again, look at Ukraine. You think a country would never do that. Oh, China would never invade. Oh, no, North Korea would never invade us. But you never know.
But you never know. Not anymore.
Yeah.
That's all it takes is one what my political class might call a bad actor to upset the whole bunch. I think I mixed Apple's idioms there, but
bad apple.
Yeah.
Bad actor.
In any case, yes, it's it is one way or another. I think we, meaning Korea, should be producing these weapons because you just have to be safe. And the only way to stay safe in this world is to have the bigger guns.
Yes, this is a function of power that nobody likes.
Or have a resource everybody needs.
That helps.
Yep,
That
it does
very much
help.
But I suppose the best way, I think, to do it is to come clean about it. I think at least being honest and open about your arms deals rather than trying to hide it and slip it in the back door and pretend we're not doing that.
Turkey, what?
I don't know who they. We don't make weapons.
Yeah.
At least you can be honest about it. That's probably the best way to deal with it. Because I think the British are not very honest about it. We like to try and hide it if we can.
No comment on America.
Okay. So let's dive bomb into the vocabulary section and learn some new words. See you in the next one.
Uptick.
Uptick.
Eye-watering.
Eye-watering.
Place in the sun.
Place in the sun.
Ink.
Ink.
Walk a tightrope.
Walk a tightrope.